As many of you who have been around this channel for a while would know, I have covered some very strange British advertisements. Even though I am a proud American, I cannot deny that British ads have this interesting flair to them. It's hard to even describe, but they just tend to be so well thought out, clever, and overall entertaining. Some of them, though, are very strange and bizarre. We've already covered the ITV Digital monkey advertisements and how those ended up sinking ITV Digital, but they got revived by being picked up by PG Tips. We also discussed the Volvic Tyrannosaurus Allen campaign and just how odd it was. But what if I told you that those were nothing compared to what we're about to see today? Throughout all of my searching, I have come across quite a few different British advertisements that are, let's just say, not quite right. I found tons of these, basically just to find another Volvic or ITV Digital story. Something with a history behind it, and has an epic story to tell. While I did find a couple of these, I want to save those for later, don't want to over-Brit you guys. So let's take a look at some very strange British advertisements. Let's go back to the 1980s. This is the decade where Alvin and the Chipmunks were popular. Although yes, they were around in the 50s, this is where they got the cartoon adaptation and then went mainstream. Basically, the whole novelty of these guys was they were singing popular songs, but they were sped up so it sounded like rodents singing them. I didn't get it either. So what if you wanted to make a commercial with Alvin and the Chipmunks, but not make them chipmunks? What if instead of singing rodents, they were singing potatoes? This is where the Smith's Crisps singing spuds come in. A farmer walks onto a potato farm and is about to harvest some potatoes, but as they say,
"We're too good to be any old crisp. We wanna be Smith's Crisp. We wanna be Smith's Crisp."
they don't want to be any old potato chips, they want to be the best kind, Smith's chips, or as they call them, Smith's Crisps. I love those little foreign differences between us. And yeah, it's basically Alvin and the Chipmunks. They're super sped up, super high pitched, and they're singing an annoying yet catchy song. And I guess someone must have loved these because they made 3 more. One of them was a slight variation on the first. The next one was about Salt and Shake. That's where each bag of crisps comes with its own salt packet. And it allows you to control how much salt you get. Well, that's kinda cool, but the commercial is even weirder than the first 2. The commercial stars this blue salt packet. I mean, really, he looks like someone just sat on a bar of soap, but okay. And he's looking for some potatoes to join him in an ultimate crisp adventure of being Salt and Shake. And then the next one, and last one, is about Smith's Jackets, where instead of peeling the potato, they cook the potato in their skins, or jackets, rather. And yes, all of these have an annoying yet catchy, high-pitched, sped-up song.
We wanna be Smith's Crisp. We want to be Salt and Shake. We want to be Jackets. We want to be Jackets.
But one thing that is very bizarre about these commercials, aside from the fact that these potatoes are singing really strange songs, is that they all want to be fried in boiling oil and eaten. They seem perfectly fine with someone just coming along, cutting them to pieces, and then dipping them in fat. Although, to the potato's defense, if you are gonna get brutally murdered, hacked to bits, and turned into food, might as well be turned into one of the best lines of food possible, Smith's Crisps. Hashtag not sponsored. But at least we don't have any more weird stop-motion commercials that have bizarre songs. Unless you count Berry Biscuit Boy.
Berry Biscuit Boy sets out down to the lake to splash about.
This one kinda blew up around 2014, and I can kinda see why. The reaction to this one was a bit mixed. Some really praised the stop motion, while others called this just creepy. First of all, this commercial's a little bit weird because it's kinda hard to tell what it's advertising at first. Would you think that this is a cookie commercial? No. It's a commercial for Craven Dale milk. It tells the, in their own words, milky tale of a boy named Berry Biscuit Boy who goes out to swim in a lake of Craven Dale, but because he loves it so much he stays too long and his head explodes. But then Mom and Dad cook him a brand new head and he gets to drink his milk. All is well. Drink Craven Dale!
So listen well to this milky tale. You could lose your head over Craven Dale. Craven Dale.
The song sounds like if Tiny Tim was trying to be a bit of an ominous Dr. Seuss. And the whole concept of a commercial about a little kid that goes swimming, his head melts, and then he has to walk headless back to his home is a little bit unsettling. Although, look at the production value on this. The stop motion animation is great. There's also this little behind the scenes featurette where the creators go, well, behind the scenes, and tell you how they made it and what went into it. For this little one-off commercial, they put their all into it. They did not need to go this far, but they did. There's even a slightly extended version online. Granted, it's 5 seconds longer, but it counts. Although this one is most certainly out of the norm, I actually quite like it, creepy tones notwithstanding. But if you thought that this was all the food gore we'd be getting in this video, you have been sadly mistaken, my friends, because we're about to enter the Kellogg's Fruit Winders commercials, or as I call them, Saw for Kids. We all love VeggieTales, don't we? If not, I'm sure you've at least heard of it. Have you ever wanted to see the cast of VeggieTales get maimed, brutally tortured, and disfigured? If so, Kellogg's Fruit Winders have the commercials for you. Just take a look. At first, this feels like a Tom and Jerry homage, being that it's one character getting very disfigured in over-the-top cartoony ways while the other one sits back and laughs. But as the commercials go on, you find out that these characters here are serial killers. And the fruit are just trying to escape. Every single passing one gets darker and more disturbing. And it's not like, say, Smith's Crisps, where they want to be turned into the food and this is something that they've always dreamed of. No, they're scared. They feel every ounce of pain, and the animation makes you feel all of that. Don't believe me? Take a look at the commercial where they announce that there's going to be a new flavor and you can vote on it.
Who's the next victim? Call free phone 00800 90 90 60 60 and you choose the next fruit to be stretched into a delicious, tasty, real fruit wonder.
Keep in mind, these were aired for kids. And if you thought that was bad, take a look at the one where they actually announce the new flavor.
Could it be tropical? Or you, raspberry? Lemon? You chose tropical! You wanted it, you got it. Get your new tropical!
I don't know what these guys' deals are, or why they're doing this, or why they love doing it so much. I'm just so confused. They thought this was okay for kids? I mean, really, there's nothing wrong with it. I guess it's just cultural differences, but wow, this is dark. And these guys don't even get their comeuppance in the end. The last commercial has one or two of them get kind of slapped around, but that's about it. Personally, I enjoy them, but I don't think this was a very good idea for an ad campaign. Kinda glad they did away with this one after not too long. But now it's time for, I'll be 100% frank, the most insane, bizarre ad campaign I've ever seen. We're going back to Smith's Crisps for this one. In the 1970s, Smith's Crisps came out with their brand new line of food, Monster Munch, which was supposed to be very cheap crisps that were very large. And of course, when you have a big new product like this, you want some ads to go along with them, right? Want to make sure that the audience gets excited and ready for your brand new line. Well, this is what Monster Munch tried. I'm not going to put any commentary on this one, I'm just going to have the commercial play as it is. Brace yourselves.
These monsters would like to tell you something. Right, boys, off you go. What they're trying to say is they just love Smith's new Monster Munch. Hunks of crunchy snack that come in monster-sized bags. Monster Munch. Bags of snack for only 7p.
That was the first commercial for Monster Munch, and it was not the weirdest, because they did this over and over and over again. Almost all the commercials were like this. Towards the end, they started adding some new characters and the narrator actually got to do some more stuff. But for the most part, it's just these 3 rejected Muppet creatures making weird noises and eating Monster Munch. Now, I don't know about you guys at home, but me personally, watching a bunch of old, creepy-looking puppets going while eating snack foods doesn't really want to make me buy any Monster Munch. But I guess someone disagreed with me because these things lasted for a very, very long time. Monster Munch, I believe, is still around today even, although these characters are not being used. From what I could tell, in the 90s they were replaced with new characters. But they lasted quite a while. I guess someone really liked them. That someone was not me, though. Of all the strange advertisements we've looked at today, these are really the only ones that I don't find any enjoyment in. I find them annoying, I find them off-putting, and I don't think they're very creative either. Sure, the designs of the creatures are kinda nice, but when you get down to it, it's on par with, say, the Brothers Grunt trying to shill you Pringles. Nothing but loudness, crudeness, and a totally surreal, quote-unquote, storyline. Sorry, Monster Munch, I'm sure you taste great, and I definitely can tell you're a good value, but I really want to stay as far away from these commercials as I possibly can. Now, how's about a little bit of a palate cleanser? Our last one we'll be looking at today is not freakishly strange, nor is it off-putting and loud. I classify this as a weird British advertisement because of just how sweet it is. Let's go back to ITV Digital. For those of you who did not watch my video about that, ITV Digital's main competitor was their equivalent of Fox, Sky, who was making their own digital company called Sky Digital. While ITV Digital had their Monkey and Owl campaign, Sky Digital had this. It's the story of a satellite installation man who loves and cares for not just his customers, but the satellites he's putting in. Just take a look.
Now, I'm not the best at goodbyes, but you're going to give people all sorts of amazing things on their TVs. Interactive sport, a huge choice of movies, even help them email their friends. Oi, you can't stay in there.
Now that is just too sweet. It's weird because you don't really see commercials do something like this. It goes above and beyond, kind of has a bit of a story, and you like the characters even though they don't really have much time to express who they are or what their interests are, and given the fact it's a commercial, they don't really have much of a personality anyways. But I like this guy. I like his satellites. A few people in the comments of the YouTube uploads were saying that they wanted this to be a show. Well, if ITV Digital's Monkey could get an offer for a TV show, why not this guy? Well, the answer is Sky Digital's no longer with us, and it's way, way too late, but the point still stands. This guy was very well loved, and man, this would have made me get Sky Digital had I been in the UK and not super little at the time. That, and the fact that ITV Digital was a load of trash. Sky Digital, your ad here is weird, but in every single good way. Well done. And those, folks, were some weird British advertisements. If you ever want me to do something like this again, just let me know. I've got a whole treasure trove full of more strange, wacky commercials from our friends across the pond. Normally I don't take requests, but with this, I'll make an exception. Alright, folks, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.